Hello everyone, it's Dragana at Saacibo. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. We had so much fun in the previous video, didn't we? Playing with leaves. And I can't seem to stop. I still have plenty of leaves and I wanted to share with you what must be one of the easiest and quickest ways to make a really beautiful junk journal that you can make for yourself, for journaling, for writing, and also they're great gifts. I have two that I've completed. I'm going to show you now. There's that one. They are blank. Okay, just dyed papers. I really love them. Just decorated them with some beads. I've done stitching around, and all my dry plants that I've collected over the summer are here arranged in a way that is pleasing to my eye, I suppose. I have shared this in our Facebook group a few weeks ago, and I thought maybe I'll do a video as well for those of you who are not in the group. There's this one also just with plain dyed papers. Just show you the whole thing. That's what that looks like. I've completed those two, but I have a lot more started. I'll just show you a few more. There are those two. Perhaps you recognize this. That's that freebie. I've actually scanned all of them, and surprisingly, although they were all laminated, it worked all right once I scanned them in. There was no glare or reflection. Love these yellow ones. These papers were dyed with pomegranate skins a few years ago. Really love them. Here are some more of these arrangements. These are with leaves. Perhaps you can recognize that one and that one. I've also scanned them, and then I played a little bit and created those papers for the new Nature Slumber collection kit. And I've also turned two of these flower arrangements into these little folders or file folders, folios, whatever. And I've placed some of my painted leaves inside. It's quite simple, just folded but not in half, so that one side is longer than the other. I stitched here first, and then I just go from one end over to the other. No glue needed, just like so. My sparkly leaves. I had so much fun in the previous video, and I kept going, and I've done some journal entries, and maybe we'll do a few craft with me sessions with these leaves. I think that would be fun. Just a few more things that I've started doing, and there's the other folder. I didn't stitch across here, forgot. Today I'm not going to use these leaves. These are good as they are. They don't need to be laminated. They can be painted, stamped and stenciled on, and so on. Today we're going to use just dry and pressed leaves. And with these ones, as you can see, I didn't fold them. At some stage, if I wanted to, I could fold them in half and create a journal, but I thought they would be great as placemats, you know, on my desk, somewhere to put the coffee or tea while I'm working at my computer. Okay, this is my prototype. This was done several years ago, and the difference between those is that over here I've used just plants without the paper. Okay, so you can do that as well. God, my notes, this is almost full completely. I really love them because they're so flexible and they're sturdy as well, and you can take them with you in a bag. They're not that heavy and they don't really break. They're just really great. But before we start the tutorial, let's just look at the freebies. There's so many of them this week. I have, believe it or not, 3 parts to show you. And I'm going to start with number 4, which was released earlier in the week. Here it is. We've got one page. It says My Winter Recipes, with recipe and ingredients and instructions. If you have like a special cake or a meal that you prepare for holidays. There you go, there's a page. You can print several of them and even turn it into a little book. Then you have a page here which is weekly planner. Again, you can print several of them and join them into a little booklet. Great for gifts. And then there's that one with this cute squirrel and some acorns. There's that one with a poem from Robert Frost, my November guest, and a leaf. And there's a plain one with this lovely wood texture. This is number 5. Love this one. This is meant to be the cover page, and I'll show you in a second what I've done with it. But let's just take a look. I just had to include some of the gorgeous little sleepy animals. We've got lynx and a bear and a fox and a wolf, a hare, squirrel, hedgehog, and a little fawn. And there's one that you can color. And then there's part 6. If you're like me, struggling with time management, then you're gonna love this one. It's a weekly planner. I've done something similar 2 years ago. I've used the same template for the pages, but I've changed the backgrounds. The backgrounds are from these Nature Slumber kit and from some other digital kits that I've done previously. Altogether, there's 12 pages. Okay. All the freebies are on my website, free for you to download. Once you're on the free download page, just close all the ads that pop up. You do not need to register, pay, or install anything. I do not ask for anything in return. These are completely free. If you click on any of the ads by mistake and they ask for your payment, subscription, or details, don't provide your information. And if you wish to share these with your friends and family, please share the link to my website. Please do not sell or redistribute in digital form as a freebie anywhere else. It's okay to use printed versions of all my freebies in the journals that you make and sell, and have lots of fun with them. There you go, 12 pages. And I just had to put one together. I just printed them on both sides, and I've printed the cover page from part 5. I just love it, so can't wait to start using it. I'm going to start right after I finish this video. So that's what it looks like when it's all put together. Okay. You don't have to make it like this. You can also make it as a signature in a journal. Imagine you have a journal with several signatures. One of the signatures can be a planner. Yeah, trying to be organized. Okay, and before I forget, I want to announce that I moved all the digital kits that I've done so far from my Etsy store to my website. They are still available on my Etsy store, but now they're all in my website, and I decided to make a sale. They are 30% off until 31st of December. I will leave the link below. You don't need to put any of the codes or anything. They will be 30% off. Okay, just the introduction and I'm already tired. Let's get on with the tutorial. Let's take a look what we need for this journal. You need some dried and pressed flowers or leaves. Fresh leaves have a lot of juice inside, and if that juice gets trapped between laminating sheets, it's going to start rotting in a few days and it's not going to look good. All the leaves and plants have to be fully dried and pressed or flattened before you can laminate them. With autumn leaves, they are already dry, okay, so they don't have any of the juices inside of them. You might be able to get them ready in a day or two, or just flatten them with a hot iron like I've shown you in the previous video. But with the fresh ones that are still green and young, there's no way. If you try to use the iron on those ones, you will cook the leaves basically. Apart from the leaves, you need a page that is going to be here, part of the cover. I have 16 pages of dyed papers. Any papers that you have, these were dyed with autumn leaves, actually with maple and with oak. and some are wrinkly like this because it's a tracing paper. That's the copy paper, and I have some checkered paper from notebooks. So I have 16 pages. You can go with less, you can even try to go with more. These all have 16 pages, and I think it's all right. It wasn't too difficult to put together. You will need a laminating sheet, just one laminating sheet that is the size of your paper. Okay, they usually come a little bit larger, which is fine, exactly what you need. And of course you will need a laminator. I have here just a piece of paper that I like to put my laminating sheet in. My laminator is old, doesn't have temperature settings, it's just on and off, and it can get overheated, and then if I'm dealing with a thinner laminating sheet such as this one, it tends to wrinkle it up. This is the one I'm using. It is 80 or 160 thickness. I'm going to turn this on, give it some time to heat up. I'm going to place that first, then I'm going to open up this gently, so I could just round the corners here. It's going to be on the inside. I'm going to turn it that way, and I'm going to place it approximately in the middle. Okay, and now I can arrange these. You can have jelly prints inside, you can have your own drawings, you can stamp, stencil, do whatever you want first before you add the leaves. Just have fun with it, I guess. Because I'm going to fold it in the center, I'm going to try to avoid putting any kind of things like that. I might even cut that, because let me cut that bit off too, because later when you fold, that might actually cause problem. That one. Just cut these. I'm going to spend a bit of time arranging. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now I just have to make sure nothing is falling off. I don't really like to have any overlapping. So I'm just going to press. So I'm just going to close that. Let's bring the laminator. Okay, grabbed it. Maybe I can put something like this underneath. If it's coming the other side. Put it a little bit on the side. Hopefully it's not gonna damage. Oh, too late now. There's always a little bit of room left, so maybe we can just cut it off if it gets really cold up. It's hard putting things when you look at it from that angle. I'll run it once more just to try and fix it. Let's see what we've done. It's all right, I guess. It's not a big deal because I do plan to stitch around anyway, so that's not going to be an issue, I think. Love how it turned out. I can turn this off. So now the next step is to actually do the stitching around. You can play with that. Over here I have a really wide zigzag stitch. Then over here I've used one of the decorative stitches and black thread. So I might actually do the same. And here I just have a zigzag. You can also just go with straight. So let's go over to my sewing machine. I'm going to use that decorative stitch, and the stitch length I set to number 2. One more thing before you start. It would be good if you had one of these It's a plastic foot. It works well with leather and also with plastic. If you try to use that one, metal one, it's gonna have trouble grabbing. I tried, so I know. I'm gonna start at the bottom center. Okay, so I'm going to align this with that. And here we go. Overall, I'm very happy with it. Looks good. Looks good on that side too. Okay, so I said I'm going to turn it into a journal, not a placemat, so I need to fold it. And this is something that can be a little bit tricky, but I just do it. And even if it damages the plastic a little bit, I don't really mind. Just bring those two points together and just gently press. Okay. So I think it's all right. A little bit of separation, but it doesn't really worry me. Okay. It's that type of a journal, I guess. So the cover is done and it looks so cool. Now let's get the papers. My papers are not all the same. I've got 4 of each, I think, if I remember correctly. So I'll just go like this, spread them out. Then one of these. And then these ones. They're all mixed, so I'm going to put all these 4 groups together. So if you haven't seen my video on dyeing papers with autumn leaves, I will link it down below. It's really cool. You can get so many different shades of papers and it's totally free and not that hard to do at all. So now I need to fold these. I'm going to fold them all at once. Why not? It's just easier. Love how squishy they are. Great. So they're all aligned here. On that side, I'm going to have to trim the top side a little bit because I don't want them to be larger than my cover. Okay, so I'm gonna trim the top bit. Cutting board, ruler, and a knife. This should be sharp. And just go slowly. Some of them might still be a little bit shorter, but that's all right. And if I place it here, it is exactly as that paper, so that's all right. Now let's see how much I need to cut from that side. Grab a pencil and you can see where the end of the paper is here, so I'm just going to go a little bit in. So there. And again, just gently. Only a few at a time. If you try to cut them all at the same time, you'll have rough edges, I think, and the papers might tear. Ah, I love that. Love that sound. Almost done. Oh, gorgeous. It also works this way. I'm collecting these to make handmade paper. Now all we need to do is bind it. I think I'm gonna go, should I go with the brown or with the black? Maybe with the black. Got my awl. And this is just a template for spine for one of the bigger journals, but it doesn't really matter. I just need it as a guide. I'm going to punch through the cover and the papers at the same time. Compared to some other journals that I've done in the past, this is just so easy. Grab some clips. Check that it is in the middle. It is. And get that, place that approximately in the middle, and just use a pencil to mark where to put the holes. Get the thread first. We're just gonna do 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Okay. And with that one, you can start it inside or you can start it on the outside. If you start it on the outside, you can attach the beads here. Let's thread the needle. I should really put my glasses on for this part. Okay, so let's just punch the first hole. Did you see how easy that was? Take it out and put your needle straight in. Leave the needle like that, punch another one, and another one. The needle is there just to hold it in place, but we're going to start from the other side, so I'm going to take it out and put it back in. And now we go either up or down. Here, we in, yep. I don't need these anymore. Okay. It was so easy, wasn't it? Okay, don't need the needle anymore. Now you see here, we'll put one underneath, like so. Just hold it, tighten it a little bit, and then make a knot. See? It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. I just love the sound these journals make. So I suggest that would be a good idea. See how it's opening up? It would be a good idea to leave it overnight under a heavy book or something. We just put a few clips to train it in place. And now we're going to have some fun with these. I have some beads here. Some of them are really tiny. Hopefully I won't have too much trouble. Okay. This is wax thread, so it should be all right. But if you're having trouble, just use a wire or crochet hook like I've shown you a few times before. It's only these little ones that can be tricky, but it seems to be all right. Okay. Maybe there. Let's see. Perfect. So I'm gonna trim that. And same on this side. Perhaps there are quicker ways to make a junk journal. I just can't think of any at the moment. I've always thought this is just the quickest way to make a nice journal with what you've got. And I guess you do have to dye the papers. Maybe you have some dyed already, and you do have to pick the leaves. But it's still really quick compared to some other methods. And I love the result. Okay. Do you believe me now that this is so quick? Look at the yummy papers. You know what? You can have some washi tape here. Just glue it to that, and when you need to use it in the journal, just grab a little bit. Listen to that sound. Oh, isn't it lovely? Am I weird? Love them, love them, love them. I love junk journals like this, just with dyed papers. They're great for journaling and for writing and for drawing. And you can also glue things. You can add pockets later on. It's just a lovely little booklets. You can write your ideas or give them as gifts. I think they're just yummy. I can't say I'm done with the leaves. Maybe I am, or maybe I'll think of something else. I never know what's around the corner. Thanks so much for watching. Hope I see you soon in the next video. Bye for now.